Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
Welcome everyone, Paul Wright here, and welcome to the next edition of the Practiceology Podcast, the science of teaching allied health business owners to run a commercially profitable and successful business that works without you. And I've got my great mate Bradley Wilson joined us today. Bradley, I've been hassling you for 20 years to get on this.
Well, Paul, more than 20 years, and you're still looking pretty young too. I used to know you when you were just a boy. What are you talking?
Well, it's not 20 years. I've known Bradley Wilson a long time. Bradley was actually one of the first people I ever interviewed for our Profit Club program, which is probably 12 or 13 years ago. And he's been, I've been following his work, and he's been around ever since. So Bradley is an experienced business owner. He's a director with a demonstrated history of work in the health, fitness, and allied health business. He's the director of AOK Health, which is a Newcastle-based company. So he's in my hometown, which I love. And for over 20 years, these guys, they've developed and sold a wide range of rehab and fitness and exercise equipment, from Mediball, Duraball, Body Blade, Bosu, foam roller, like the list goes on. There's kettlebells, slings, suspension systems. If there's something neat and new that's out there, these guys have been into it. And I was only at a practice the other day, and I saw the red cord hanging from the ceiling all over this room. And I said, this practice reeks of Bradley Wilson. So, mate, you know the format. We've got 7 minutes to get through the best of AOK and what you guys have got to offer. So you ready to go?
Absolutely, Paul. Fire away.
All right. Bradley Wilson, who is the ideal client for AOK Health?
Well, mate, for us, we're looking for practitioners who demand quality products, based on practical evidence-based science. I mean, it's a simple thing, and utilising our expertise. And the other side is practices themselves that see value in selling our products to their clients. And, this ensures that they get an increased income, and they don't let their clients choose inferior products to use.
So, question two: what's the problem that you actually solve for these guys?
Well, hopefully we get them to make more money and get better outcomes.
Okay.
So we have a wholesale program that gives a 25 to 40% discount off the retail price of any item. And we promote drop shipping, and especially in these times of COVID, for practices that might want to get a product for a client. The client can pay for it, and we can ship it directly to the client. So, and we have a highly experienced team. So, I've got 35 years experience in exercise science and biomechanics, and involved in rehab in that entire time. So picking our brains is also a great bonus.
So we're solving a possible loss of income, but also the ramifications of poor products that they might be selling to their clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So typical symptoms, Brad. Question 3, with about 5.5 minutes left. So what are the symptoms people experience with poor product sales?
Well, it's funny. From most practices, and particularly physiotherapy practices, don't traditionally look after their sales to make money. So I have many practices who buy our products at a wholesale price and basically sell it to their client for the same price. They don't see that they need to get an income stream from product sales. If those clients went online and bought the product, they'd be paying 30 to 40% more, and that's part of that profit should be going to the client, to the practice.
Okay. So question 4. So what are the common mistakes people make, Bradley, when they start getting into product sales? What do they do wrong when they try and do this?
Well, quite often they'll just look at their invoice cost and base their product margin on that, whereas they should be give us a call just to ensure that they know what the retail price is and what the ramifications of the freight component might be in shipping that to them or shipping it directly to their clients. So ultimately, they tend to miss out on the freight component, and they don't really think of themselves as retailers, which in fact they are, just very highly qualified retailers.
Okay, and they don't have a good enough range? Do they don't know where to look?
And well, that's possibly. So we've got and again, it's what's fit for purpose and what gets used in the practice, and we can assist with that by talking about national trends. So
All right. Well, question 5 with nearly 3.5 minutes left. So what's a valuable free action, Bradley? What do you suggest owners do out there to help them with their product sale problem? What can they do themselves?
Well, I think they've got to really treat their inventory as an an item, an investment item that they need to get a return on. And if they're using some of the software systems don't allow you to do that, so you need to critically look at what you're going to hold there for clients and what your profit expectations are going to be on that. You need to get a good return on your investment, and that's something they can do. They need to look at that, and of course, then they can come to us for any assistance or advice on that.
What are some general ballpark ranges of margin? What do you suggest they put on a product? Like if they spend $100 for the product, what should they be selling it for, from your experience?
Well, it depends. So on the products that we manufacture ourselves, we can offer a much greater discount than things that other brands that we're carrying straight off the shelf. So basically, in looking at that, we try and give them 25 to 40% discount. So that can be a markup on what they're selling. So quite often they might buy a ball, for example, that would retail for $100. They'll buy it for $60. So they've got $40 within that ballpark. So they could certainly sell it for $30, still giving their client a discount and making them feel special, but then substantially increasing their revenue.
Why don't they put a margin on these things, Bradley? You've worked with a lot of us health business owners. Why don't we put a decent margin on products that we sell?
Well, very, very much. I think practitioners tend to be carers and healers in a personality type. They're not in there for the hard dollar. They're here to make a difference in people's lives. Business then becomes part of what, to achieve that, they need to earn an income. So it's really that. It's almost a sense of guilt that they shouldn't be marking up something because they've already charged them a fee for service. Whereas I think it's part of that business. It's part of any general business model around the world to try and get a return on your investment.
You'd love this, Bradley. I used to say, if I could have my time again, I could come back as another professional. I'd come back as an optometrist or a podiatrist, just because there's such a great product range.
A product range, or a vet.
Yeah. Question 6, with about 1.5 minutes left. So what's a valuable free resource, Bradley? What can listeners and viewers of this podcast do to get help with this? What can they do?
Really, if they feel as though they're not achieving that, they should give us a call for a free practice appraisal on product sales. And we can help them with, what the national trends are for products, what things that they might be able to sell that they're not currently selling, and how we can make that journey a little bit easier for them.
Yeah. What's the phone number, Bradley? Where do they go? Or the email? Where can they go?
Yeah. So phone number 1300 790 900 and the email sales@aokhealth.com.
And on the website, all your stuff's there. You've got a great range of products. What's the website URL?
Absolutely. That's just www.aokhealth.com.
Beautiful. So Bradley, with about 1 minute left, what's the one question I should have asked you that I didn't get to today?
Because some of our products would be more expensive because they're made in Australia than some of our competitors, and it'd be what makes our products any better than our competitors. And the answer that I have to that is that based on our experience, I'm still an exercise person. We sit down and look at each product we carry and see whether it creates an environment that's going to be suitable for some sort of remedial action. So for us, it's just saying that we know what we're producing. We do this. I do the science. I've had a chance as an engineer for a good part of my working life, and so a lot of our products are based on manufacturing science as well as exercise science. We're one of those funny beings that's got a very broad spectrum in their work experience that all sort of leads around this one question of how do you build things fit for purpose.
I love it. So where do they go? So get the audit guys, have a chat to the guys at AOK. They've been doing product stuff for that long. It's not funny. And they do all sorts of things in great ranges. Bradley, where do they go to speak to you guys? Give us that phone number again.
So 1300 790 900, Paul.
And the email address?
sales@aokhealth.com.
Now, you're mostly Australian. I know you're based in Newcastle.
Yes,
doing any stuff international, Bradley, or it's mostly Australian these days?
We're still exporting. Last year we did an enormous fit out for Liverpool Football Club in the UK. We've done, I think, 17 US university sporting organisations in the last 12 months. So we're still actively exporting, and our products seem to be respected more internationally than they are locally quite often.
So regardless of where in the world, get in contact with AOK Health. They're great guys. I've known them for a long time, and they've been a big part of our success over the years. Bradley Wilson, thanks for joining us on the Practiceology Podcast.
Paul, great. Good to see you.
See you, mate.
Bye.